Good evening. It's good to see so many of you here tonight, and welcome to those of you that are joining us via virtual means. We're delighted to have you here with us. If you would please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we go into our treasure hunter pledge, it's my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Kevin Singletary. I invited him here tonight to lead the pledge and to tell us a little bit about what's going on with Kids at Hope. Kevin is the coordinator guru for all the things Kids at Hope here in St. Lucie County. So Kevin, welcome to the podium, and if you would lead us in the pledge first, and then you can share some good news with us.
Thank you. Let's recite it together. As an adult and a treasure hunter, I'm committed to search for all of the talents, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Thank you.
You may be seated while Mr. Singletary shares with us.
Well, I'm going to be brief, and thank you again for inviting me, board members, Mr. Gent, the community. Really quick, Kids at Hope has been around since 2007, and St. Lucie County is one of the counties in this entire nation that's designated as a Kids at Hope county, which the Kids at Hope principles are practiced and believed. We have three universal truths. We believe that all children are capable of success, no exceptions. We know that children need to connect with a caring adult. And finally, children need to be able to mental time travel. Simply what that means is a child that can articulate his future. It doesn't matter where the child starts, it's about where the child is going. Because we know there's more than one way to get to California. So for some children, they're going to take a different path, but the destination is still the same. Speaking of the caring adults, Kids at Hope has, we've started a campaign this year, More Than a Pledge. We recite the Kids at Hope pledge, but we want people to know that Kids at Hope is a very comprehensive, it's not a program, it's a philosophical framework where we want to change the mindset of saying youth and children are at risk to children are at hope. And these changing times, the one thing that we all can agree upon, we need hope. And our kids all carry hope. So simply what we're doing now is we're introducing all of the components that Kids at Hope has. We have a component for parents. It's called Successful Parenting, means you have successful children. And every child needs ACEs. And the ACEs are other caring adults, people that set high expectations for them, people that want to see them achieve, and those that won't give up on children. So just want the community and the school board to know that we're here for the instructional staff, the non-instructional staff, and the community as well, because Kids at Hope is here to help this community become everything it can become. So thank you for this time. And really simply, if you want to connect, I'm a member of the Roundtable, and our website is www.roundtable.com, or can be reached at my personal email, which is ksingletary@roundtableslc.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singletary. I can't believe it's been 13, 14 years since all of that began. I remember it well, but congratulations to you too as well. You're doing a phenomenal job with spreading it about the community. We'll now enter into our public hearing. We have a public hearing about the proposed adoption of amendments to the Student Code of Conduct. Are there any in the audience that wish to speak to this item tonight? Seeing none, Mr. Superintendent will receive your recommendation.
I recommend approval as submitted.
Thank you. Board members, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second? Thank you, Dr. Mills. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And the public hearing is now closed. We will move on to our special orders of business. Mr. Superintendent?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to call Ms. Lydia Martin up, and she will take us through our special orders of business. Ms. Martin?
Thank you, Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Gent. At this time, I'd like to invite Tom Jones, Education Foundation President, to the podium to give his annual report.
Thank you, Lydia. Madam Chair,
school board members, and Mr. Superintendent, thank you for this opportunity to provide you with an overview of the foundation during the past fiscal year. But first of all, I'd like to start by recognizing the board of the foundation. And first of all, I'd like to recognize Dr. Donna Mills and Mr. Gent for their service to the board. And in the audience today is Cynthia Poloni, our chair. Cynthia, it's her second year as chair. Robbie Giancani, our immediate past chair. Thank you for all of your service, Robbie. Anthony Bona and at-large board members. Anthony, thank you for all of your service. Makita Brome, at-large board members. Where's Makita? Hi, Makita. Good to see you again. And then Elizabeth Maloney, our honorary board member. Elizabeth, it's really nice to see you after a long absence. It's terrific. I just want to give a shout out to Jackie Wolf, our office manager. Jackie's in the back there. Thank you very much, Jackie. This year, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary as the direct support non-for-profit for the school district. We were created by the school board and a group of civic leaders back in August of 1990. So it's been a great journey. Certainly times have changed, but our mission has stayed the same during the past 30 years. Our mission is to promote, encourage, and recognize excellence in public education. And we work every day to connect the community to classrooms to help innovate learning, power potential, and celebrate success. And just last weekend, we worked with Dr. Perry and the school district in sponsoring the Night of the Stars. It was a great program. We're very proud to be a part of it. We just completed our annual audit ending June 30th, 2020, and I'm really proud that our total revenue is $399,704. It's up from last year and the prior year, and so this is the highest in the past 2 years. And we actually started out as a low point in 2014 at $277,000. So it hasn't been a quite straight line, but just about every other year we have been doing really well, and we're very proud of that number. The net position or equity of the foundation is very strong, and it's grown to $149,678. That number represents all of the scholarship money that is still in the foundation, as well as the funding for all of our programs like the science fair and the homeless school program. When the COVID hit in the summer, we tried to stay relevant, and during the summer we raised $20,000 for laptops and donated $10,000 for Spark Kits. And as this has gone through, we've now raised a total of $100,000 for laptops for the school district. And we're still raising money, so we're doing a great job doing it in that area. And this is what we do every day. I think all of you know this really well, but Teacher Grants is our largest program every year. And this year we awarded a record of $73,000 to the school district for the Teacher Grant program. Scholarships is one of our real passions and one of my favorite programs. We're probably the largest private scholarship organization in the county. Every year we raise about $60,000 to $70,000. I think this year we'll have about 60 students. And the Adopt a Class is a great program. This is where we reach out to the public every year, early in the year, around August, and we raise money for classrooms. So we ask the public to donate. The money comes into the foundation, and we give back a dollar for dollar. A dollar comes in, a dollar goes out, and we pay it out within 2 weeks. So this is the way that we can help our teachers jumpstart the school year. Of course, Night of the Stars is our passion for recognizing excellence. And then we also have a number of programs that we help with every year. We help with the science fair. We help with our homeless students. We help with absenteeism. We help with the new teacher symposium. And we also, a few years ago, raised a lot of money to fill our science labs with supplies. And we try to run a really sharp team, and by that I mean a very small team, but this year, the ROI, if you will, based on the amount of in-kind support that we received from the school district, we gave back 543%, which means for every dollar that the school district gave us, we gave back $5.43. And 81% of the money that we raise comes from outside the school district. And we're very proud of that. And we're very grateful to the school district, the schools, for helping us with the various fundraising programs. And this is just our schedule for the year. We started off with the New Teacher Symposium. We moved into the CrossFit Challenge. And then we did our annual dinner. The annual dinner was just about a record. We raised $66,650. And then we did Night of the Stars, and I think we're going to break even on Night of the Stars, which is really great news for us. Every year we're at the county fair, and we'll have a booth there. And then we're going to support again the scholarship ceremony, but that'll be virtual. And this is our board. And then these are our benefactors. We could not do this without all of our corporate sponsors. Our board is what I call a give and get board. We have challenged our board to give or get $2,500 each, and almost all of them have always brought in much more. But PNC Bank is our grand benefactor of the year. I want to thank them. A&G Pools is new. They just came in as a sponsor. Mid-Florida Credit Union was the lead sponsor for Night of the Stars. Kaiser University has been supporting us for many years, and Jacqueline and Company also. So I just wanted to share that list with you. And I wanted to thank the school board for working with us. It's been a great journey for the past 30 years, and we're looking forward to the next 30 years. So thank you very much. We'll do a quick photo op with the check.
Yes, if we could have the board chair and vice chair come down for a photo with the foundation.
We can wave from back here.
All right, thank you. The next special recognition is one of our teachers recently received the Diana McLendon Excellence in Teaching Award, Hannah Lycomelli from Northport K-8. She was nominated by her principal, Glenn Rustay, and the ESC department. This award is being offered in the memory of Diane McLendon. She lost her battle with leukemia in December of 2019. She was with the Autism Spectrum Disorder Program as a coordinator, and also with the Department of Education working with CARD, the Center for Autism and Related Disabilities. This is an award that's given to a veteran teacher and a new teacher in the state of Florida, and we are very lucky to have Hannah be a teacher of students with autism at Northport. It's a very prestigious award, so congratulations to Hannah. Next, we would like to recognize Jason Hatfield from Palm Point K-8. He is their band instructor. He is the two-time recipient of the Linda Mann 5-Year Superior Award, which means that he has maintained superior ratings for 10 straight years for his bands. And I'm sure that many people could attest that this is an extremely difficult task to accomplish. So congratulations to Mr. Hatfield, Principal Perez, and the Palm Point Band Program. And at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Kevin Perry to the podium to read an African American History Month proclamation.
Madam Chair, School Board Member, Superintendent Jen, it's my pleasure to read into your hearing the School Board of St. Lucie County Proclamation for National African American History Month, February 2021. Whereas the School Board of St. Lucie County takes pride in joining Americans throughout the country in various parts of the world in recognizing February 2021 as National African American History Month. And whereas African American History Month celebrates the contributions that African Americans have made to American history. And whereas National African American History Month had its origin in 1915 and was initiated in 1926 by Dr. Carter G. Woodson as Black History Week, as it coincided with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two key figures in the history of African Americans. And whereas in 1976, the commemoration of Black history in the United States was expanded to Black History Month, and in 1986, President Reagan proclaimed that the foremost purpose of Black History Month is to make all Americans aware of the struggle for freedom and equal opportunity, and deepens our understanding of our nation's history. And whereas in 1994 and 2002, the Florida legislature passed legislation to ensure that African and African American history content is taught in schools, and St. Lucie Public Schools continue to take the necessary steps toward the infusion of African and African American history curriculum as part of the content taught and studied in pre-K through grade 12. And whereas this year's theme, the Black Family, Representation, Identity, and Diversity, focuses on the historical impact and study of African American kinship. The theme highlights history, literature, the visual arts and film studies, sociology, anthropology, and social policy of the Black family. The theme also takes a look at how Black families in the country have been reverenced, stereotyped, and vilified from the days of slavery to our own time. And whereas it is appropriate to call upon schools and the community to observe the month of February with programs, activities, and ceremonies, and for the School Board of St. Lucie County to recognize and promote these observances district-wide. Now therefore be it resolved that the School Board of St. Lucie County does hereby proclaim February 2021 as African American History Month.
Thank you so much, Dr. Perry, for that eloquent reading. I love to listen to your voice. Mr. Gent, do you have a recommendation for the approval of this?
Yes, I'd like to
proclamation?
recommend the board approve the African American History Month proclamation.
We have a recommendation. Board members, do I have a motion? Okay.
African American History Month
Okay.
proclamation.
Thank you, Dr. Mills, and I will say Mr.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Richardson. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
At this time, I'd like to invite Bill Tomlinson, Executive Director of Exceptional Student Education and Student Services, to the podium to share with you information about a new program that will be taking place at Fort Pierce Central High School, the Hope Ambassador Program.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Gent, it is my honor to inform you that Fort Pierce Central High School has been selected to participate in the Florida Hope Ambassadors Pilot Program. Fort Pierce Central is one of only 25 schools in the state of Florida to earn this recognition and to be offered an opportunity to participate. In May of 2019, First Lady Casey DeSantis launched Hope for Healing Florida, a multi-agency mental health and substance abuse campaign. And Hope Ambassadors is the newest element of the initiative. This is a youth peer-to-peer student mentorship program that will recruit student volunteers to work with their peers to help create an environment of kindness and compassion in their schools. The club's mission will be based on kindness, compassion, resiliency, and volunteerism, and connect students to volunteer services both in the school and in the community. The school has selected Natasha Santoro to lead the program, and we'd like to congratulate both Ms. Santoro and Ms. Mona Ray Buchanan, the principal of the school, for this honor of being selected to participate in this program. The school will also receive a monetary award from the Florida Department of Education to organize this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tomlinson. That is quite an honor.
Very pleased. I would also like to inform the board that February the 1st through the 5th was designated as Student Services Week in the state of Florida. Student services personnel, as you know, are uniquely trained to provide a comprehensive range of services to help students overcome barriers to learning. They do this through improving student physical, mental, social, emotional, and behavioral health, as well as increasing the role of parents as partners in the children's schooling. The work of school nurses and school health staff, school psychologists, mental health counselors, certified school counselors, social and emotional learning staff, attendance support staff, and school social workers improve the level of engagement that students bring to the classroom to maximize the benefits of instruction delivered by teachers, including engaging in effective instruction, developing leadership and interpersonal skills, wellness, and self-advocacy. The level of student readiness to engage the school classroom and school environment is a significant predictor of student success. Research has identified clearly that services provided by student services personnel are critical to positive academic outcomes and post-secondary success. We're so proud of the people that work in our Student Services Department and the jobs they do each day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tomlinson, and to Ms. Clark. You do a phenomenal job.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, and Superintendent Gent. This has been a month of celebration. During the week of February 1st through 5th, we celebrated National School Counseling Week with the theme All In for all students. This is to focus public attention on the unique contribution of school counselors. National School Counseling Week recognizes the work of 110,000+ school counselors across the nation who provide students with academic, college, career, and social emotional development. This has truly been an unusual year for certified school counselors as they have had to work within two different learning platforms. No matter what the challenge, they've risen to the occasion. They have demonstrated their commitment to students and to the families they serve. They've worked tirelessly to meet the individual needs for all students to ensure their continued success and provide engagement in their educational program. We're proud to say we have the best and the brightest school counselors in St. Lucie County. Please join me in thanking them for all that they do to make a difference for students and families across our district. Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. Clark, for all you do in your leadership roles with them. Mr. Superintendent, it is time now for our special thanks and recognitions.
Yes, I'm pleased to be able to present our star recipients for the month of February. First, we have Myra Ayala, who is the Executive Secretary at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. She was nominated by Bobby Booth. Ms. Ayala provides consistent, superior service and that she willingly drops whatever she is doing and handles the record requests as top priorities. She not only responds immediately, but also provides any additional information that is needed. Bobby says that she can always rely on her to get accurate answers and information in the shortest possible time. She's extremely professional and exceptionally courteous. Furthermore, Ms. Ayala's positive demeanor, coupled with her outstanding can-do attitude, projects an example for all to emulate. Congratulations to Ms. Ayala. Next, we have Myrna Jimenez, who is the district office receptionist. She was nominated by Annette Jackson. Annette was working at the health screening desk when a young man literally ran into the building without a mask and began to immediately approach and ask if she spoke Spanish. Noticing he wasn't wearing a mask, she availed him of one and took his temperature and directed him to Ms. Jimenez. From their conversation, she was able to discern that he was in need of school records, but did not know how to go about obtaining them. Myrna managed to calm him down and proceed to provide him with the information he requested. She took it a step further by completing and submitting the request for him online. Annette made note that she couldn't help but to be drawn to how she interacted with the young man and how grateful he was for her assistance. The patience and kindness she displayed brought her to tears simply because it is so rare these days. So congratulations to Ms. Jimenez. Next, we have some dual recipients. We have Jacunte Ephraim, who was the Director of Transportation, along with Corey Moses, who is an ESC routing specialist. They were nominated by Donna Gill, Director of Exceptional Student Education. She nominated these two individuals for accomplishing the task of routing, stopping routes, and then rerouting students again as we continue with the return of exceptional student education students to school on a daily basis. They have both worked into the night and often weekends to make sure that the ESC students are routed in a timely manner to get back into school. Whenever there is a situation that is tricky, the response is always, whatever you need done, we will make it happen. She is truly appreciative to both of them for going above and beyond. So congratulations to Jacunte and Corey. Finally, we have Barbara Audette, Payroll Manager. She was nominated by Michelle Thomas. Most people don't think twice about their paycheck showing up on a regular interval, twice a month. And unfortunately, it's only when things don't go smoothly that people may notice payroll even exists. Let's face it, employees do depend on their paychecks, as they should, and that's why Michelle is so grateful to have someone like Barbara on her team, in charge of payroll. There are times when processing payroll becomes like an intense game of chess. Barbara always welcomes each challenge that comes her way with a positive, can-do attitude and always meets or exceeds the goals. No matter the challenge, she always ends every conversation with, I will get it done, and I will meet the expected timeline. So congratulations to Barbara Audette. And those are the February Star recipients. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we move into our reporting and consent agenda items, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to two exemplary students here in St. Lucie County. I have had the honor and privilege of working with them for the last several months. They came to me with an idea and said, how do we make this work? It wasn't a case of, can we do this? It was, we're going to do this and you're going to help us. And I was more than happy to join in with them. So Christian Baca and Erica Mormon, if you would come to the podium, they would like to share a little bit about what they're doing. Their home school is at Treasure Coast High School. And they've come up with a really unique idea and are willing to go through all of the steps to make it a reality. So welcome to the podium. It's nice to have you with us tonight. And tell us about your aspirations.
Good evening, school board members. Superintendent Gent, my name is Christian Baca.
And I'm Erica Mormon.
We are current 11th grade students at Treasure Coast High School, and we wanted to propose a solution to an education concern, specifically an opportunity for students to exemplify their voices in our community. So the school board is a very unique representative body in which it is elected by adults, but it is primarily serving students. And so nevertheless, we have found that there are no resources, no established resources to exemplify student voices in district-wide decisions. And additionally, we have found that several initiatives pursued, had they included student input, they could have been more effectively implemented. Therefore, we believe that there should be a creation of the St. Lucie Youth Advisory Council. I believe that when we think of what is best for students, we should allow students to voice what they think is in their best interests. This council will allow students to share their voices who often do not possess the platform to do so. It is through this organization that I hope that we may promote the active collaboration between district officials and the student body. The council and students within the St. Lucie County will serve as a social catalyst to enhance the educational environment for our peers and those to come.
We have begun the process by creating bylaws for the organization. The council will be a resource for the St. Lucie School District and its students. The St. Lucie Youth Advisory Council's functions will be to discuss district-wide decisions, provide the school board with a youth perspective on issues that affects St. Lucie County schools, and serve as a primary liaison between students and district administration. It will provide students an opportunity to be active participants in the assessment of needs, development of priorities, and identification and in use of resources. Each public high school will be given 2 representatives at the council, which will be selected through an impartial process. Student representatives will relay the information obtained at the council meetings and share the information with their respective school advisory council, and most importantly, the student body.
Thank you once again for the opportunity to speak before you all, and we look forward to the possibilities.
And we too look forward to the possibilities. Just for the fellow board members and our listening audience, we're modeling this much after the district advisory council that is adults that serve the district and the school advisory councils that are at each school. So this was an idea that these two came up with on their own and presented it, and we've been working together for several months now to bring it to fruition. And Mr. Gent has even volunteered to meet with them from the superintendent's perspective and share some thoughts and ideas as well. So I just wanted to put it under this particular item because you do deserve a special recognition. You're doing a fabulous job looking out for your students and going about it in a very thoughtful and methodical process. Now, I know you have your advisor here tonight. Would you like to stand and just wave? Thank you so much for all you're doing to facilitate. Well, they really are. Thank you, Christian and Erica, for being here tonight. And we'll keep the path going, won't we?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Indeed. Take care.
Madam Chair, if I may, for Christian and Erica, I just want to say thank you. I'll reach out to you all tomorrow, and we'll set up a meeting here within a week, and look forward to hearing what you have to say, and I think this will be a great opportunity for the students in our county. Christian, do you wear the tie every day, or is it just for the special occasion of tonight? Just special occasion. We both look great tonight, and thanks for coming up. It's hard sometimes to get in front of a group of us, but as the chair said, I applaud what you're doing and look forward to meeting with you, hopefully within 7 days, not hopefully, but we'll hook up. Tell me the favorite class you want to miss, and I'll come over at that time, and we'll meet at Treasure Coast High School. I'll come to you guys, and we'll meet this week. So thank you.
Thanks again. Okay, we will move then to our reporting period, and the EASL report I will be reading tonight as Mr. Freeland was not able to join us. So this is written in his word, my voice. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, board members, and Superintendent Gent. I am disappointed I cannot be with you in person this afternoon. Our union's opportunity to speak directly to the board is something we take seriously. Unfortunately, our CU Vice President was scheduled to speak but is ill today. I have a previously scheduled event to attend to, so I will submit this written report as a poor substitute for the real thing. I want to begin by giving kudos to this district for meeting with us and agreeing to an extension of COVID leave, which had expired on December 31st. Congratulations, too, for agreeing to providing leave to our members over 5 to attend appointments to receive the COVID vaccine. I think he meant 65 there. While we have no way of knowing what the future holds, hopefully the district will consider similar arrangements as other groups become eligible for the vaccine if the supply and number of available appointments remains limited. It is of note that the district beat us to the punch and asked to discuss these issues before the union had a chance to reach out. I would like to take another moment or two to discuss the current climate at our schools and work sites. There is a lot of additional pressure this year, as I am certain we are all aware. I have taught the better part of 3 decades, and my parents were both educators, and I can say without hesitation that this has been the most consistently stressful time I have seen in education. With that as the backdrop, we have to treat our educators as we are asking them to treat our students, with compassion. Leaders must ask themselves, is this something that must be done now, Will it add additional stress to our already stressed educators? If the answers are no and yes, then it can and should wait until we return to normal. In addition, our support professionals who are critical to the work we do in schools are feeling additional stress as positions are frozen or left unfilled. Someone has to do those tasks, and it often falls to the support professionals who already have full plates that are overflowing. We all realize that tough times lead to tough ask, but I ask on behalf of our members that we are sure that every new ask is a necessary ask. Thank you. Is there anyone here tonight from CWA that wishes to share a report? Okay, seeing none come forth. Board members, we will move to our consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
So moved, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. A second? Second. Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Mr. Superintendent, would you give your recommendation?
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Thank you. Board members, before we move on that, are there any items that you wish to remove for separate discussion? Seeing none, we have a recommendation to approve the consent agenda as presented and all items on it. Do I have a motion?
Yes, I move to accept it as all items.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor? Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. We now move to the superintendent and staff reports. Mr. Superintendent?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'd like to have a couple of things. It's really congratulations and to share with the board some of the outstanding things that are going on. The first one deals with Tykes and Teens. It's and teams, teacher empowerment and meaningful support. And Makita, wave to everyone, because we're going to see you on the big screen here in just a moment. This was a story, a news story, and I'd like to share it with the board and the audience at this time.
All right, new this morning, as we continue to deal with the mental toll of the COVID-19 pandemic, there's a Treasure Coast program trying to ease the pressure on our teachers by giving them a place to connect and regroup.
WPTV News Channel 5's Stephanie Suskind explains how it's helping educators form new connections.
Our teachers have faced a lot of challenges over the past year, between finding a new way of teaching to helping students through the pandemic. And that's why one Treasure Coast mental health organization created a new support system to help them through it.
Teachers need to know that someone hears them.
Makita Brome is a former Teacher of the Year winner for St. Lucie County, now turned assistant principal at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. She knows what her fellow teachers are going through.
No one wants to feel that they cannot do their job or they're not able to. The one thing about education is we thrive on community and we thrive on relationships and contact. And one thing the pandemic has done especially is isolated us.
That's why Treasure Coast mental health provider Tykes and Teens created a program called Teams, Teacher Empowerment and Meaningful Support. It's a monthly virtual and confidential conversation, a safe place, allowing teachers to speak openly and honestly about what they're going through and get the guidance they may need.
There is a certain anonymity, that teachers want to be able to vent and say what they're stressed about without feeling that it could affect their job.
We find that teachers are really looking for some support because they often are there for the students, but they get frustrated with their ability not to be able to deliver what they envisioned.
Trauma-informed care coordinator Dorothy Oppenheiser leads the sessions. She says the topics discussed can also be brought back to the classroom to help students cope with COVID-19.
Having them think about the reason why they came to teaching and really tapping into the passion of why they're there.
Brome says over the past year, she's noticed teachers looking for more ways to take care of themselves, both in and outside of school.
Being willing to say, okay, I can't do this on my own. I'm not an island. I need community now more than ever.
Making this program a perfect fit.
When they realize that what they're experiencing and how they're feeling is normal.
Might have gotten a little freeze there, but what's it called? It's buffering?
Very good.
Which leads to me wanting a bufferin. Do they still make those? Anyway, this was a great it was a great news story. Makita's here, and I appreciate her hanging out. I know she works closely with the Education Foundation. I asked her to stay for a couple of minutes. I know it's been a busy day for her. Makita's an AP over at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, and she is a rising star in our school district and has a unique story of her own. And so I appreciate her going on and representing the district and doing a fantastic job with that. So thank you so much, Makita. And thank you to the Tykes and Teens. And I know they work with our staffs and Bill and his team as well, not only with our teachers, but with our students. So I wanted to share that with the board. The second item, if we can throw it up, Lydia. This was unique, and I just wanted to share. This is Jacob Kendrick, and he is a graduate last year of Fort Pierce Central, the aerospace program. And he got on with a contractor for FP&L. He is currently up in, this picture is up in Bunnell, Florida, where he's inspecting a 37-mile long stretch with the drone, the flying drone. And this is just an example of preparing our students in our school centers and then where they go out. And we got this information, so I wanted to share it with the board tonight and with the public. It's a great job and a great company he's working for, an example of what our students can get when they graduate. Next, we have the newly, this is a great thing too for the board, and we can go into detail if we need to at a workshop, but we just got almost $400,000 in an apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship grant for 3 of our programs, the outboard marine technology at Centennial High School, the pharmacy tech program at Westwood, the West Prep Magnet, and the digital design at Port St. Lucie High School. And you can see the amounts there that are on the screen, and it gives the specifics of that. So I want to really thank Dr. Wild and her department and our grant writer as well for the great job that they've done. Again, another $400,000 coming in on grants. At one of our workshops here in the near future, we're going to share some of the, try to get a total picture of the grants and how many we have in our district and what they do for us. So I wanted to share that with the board members. And then, as was mentioned before, and I also want to thank the EDC and the Career Research Career Source Research Coast, because they worked with us as well. We work very closely with the EDC and with Career Source in programs that we have in our school centers, and we'll share that with the board as well at one of our upcoming workshops. I believe the CTE one will be in March, the next one in March, not the one in 2 weeks, but 6 weeks from now. We'll get more information on that. And then finally, Tom Jones mentioned the Night of the Stars winners, and on the screens we can see Lauren Kapler, our Teacher of the Year from Westgate, and Mildred Brown, our Distinguished Minority Educator from Westwood. Jewel Edwards, outstanding first-year teacher, again, who was a student in St. Lucie Public Schools and did the Promises of Promise program and came back and is guaranteed a position. And then Maria Carley over at St. Lucie Elementary. And I had an opportunity to go over there yesterday and speak with her as well, and she's still on cloud 9 after that victory. So I appreciate the effort that went in from the different departments. It was a little different this year going virtual, and they have now, it'll be broadcast on our network over and again. And so I hope that the board members, if you hadn't had a chance to see that yet, will look at that. And that concludes my remarks for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. We do need to read this motion into the minutes again. There is a motion confirming, approving, and ratifying all of the superintendent's actions taken during the COVID-19 public health emergency for the period covered by his report, and authorizing the superintendent's continuation of such actions for so long as the governor's emergency declaration remains in effect. Have a motion to please? Thank you, Dr. Mills. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Harrell, do you have a report for us this evening? No, I don't. Thank you. Okay, we thank you for being here. And we will move to our school board member reports. And Ms. Richardson, I'll begin with you this evening.
Thank you so very much. I too want to add my congratulations to our Teacher of the Year.
and our school-related employee, Maria, distinguished minority educator, Mildred Brown, and outstanding first-year teacher, Joel Edwards, and our Teacher of the Year, Lauren Kapler. What can I say? Congratulations. So we did have a School Health Advisory Committee meeting. It was on January 28th. It was a reorganizational meeting led by Dorothy Oppenheiser and Dr. Brian Skirvin. It pretty much introduced ourselves. We talked about working on a vision and a mission statement. It's brand new. We're just trying to, form this new meeting or committee. We did talk about goal setting, and one of the number one areas or needs that came up was mental health. And I'm sure that's not a surprise considering where we're at right now. So our next meeting is scheduled for February 25th at 2:30. It is a virtual meeting, and we are inviting anybody who would like to join this committee. Please follow up with myself or Christine Harrison in the district office. And that concludes my
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Mr. Kelly?
Yes, I too would like to congratulate all our award winners tonight. It's great to see them. We got a chance to, visit 9 or 10 schools when we went out to the award winners we went out to see, and that was great. Today we had the honor of having Tom Jones speak at my Lions Club, and he did a great job, and we had all those figures, and if he could just got another $300, geez, he would have to the 400,000 mark, You would have gave him that, right, Debbie? Yeah. I'll tell him to ask you next time. Anyhow, Tom did a great job. Other than that, we had a Zoom meeting with the regional, I guess it was our regional board members with the, Mr. Gent, what do we call it? The Zoom meeting that we had, I can't remember the name of the organization.
Treasure Coast Work Group.
With our Treasure Coast Work Group, and it was wonderful to see how everybody was, I thought everybody was on the same page, and it's a great group, and it's very interesting. It was my first meeting, and I think try to be at every one if we can. Other than that, I could hear Mr. Ingersoll tonight when you made your motions, and you could hear everything you said. I was going to mention that you didn't have a tie on tonight, but I won't say anything about that. So other than that, it's a great month, and everybody stay safe, be well, and wear your mask wherever you go, right, Mrs. Richardson?
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Kelly,
we just
yes.
want to give yesterday was Mr. Kelly's birthday, and so just a belated happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Same age as Jack Benny, I'm 39 again, yes.
Dr. Mills?
Oh, now it's on. I want to say congratulations also to our teachers and our support staff that won the Star Award. I know that these are stellar people, and it took a lot for them to get to where they have gotten to. And so we do appreciate your work within this St. Lucie County Public Schools. We really do appreciate your efforts to graduate safe and caring from safe and caring schools, which is our mission, that we graduate our students from safe and caring schools. And it takes the staff to do that. As a board, we can say what we would like, but the real warriors are in the classroom and in the district, and so we want to thank each and every one of you for your work. Kevin Singleton. Thank you, Mr. Singleton. He was here for a good while, but I appreciated him coming and giving us an update on what Kids at Hope is all about. We say the pledge at every meeting, and it's good to just have a refresher course of what Kids at Hope is all about. It's a mindset, not a program, but a mindset. And what I have seen through the years with the Kids at Hope pledge, I have seen that we have changed our mindsets in regards to all children are capable of success, no exceptions. I also just want to acknowledge African American History Month proclamation. I always enjoy hearing that proclamation. Dr. Perry, you do such a fine job with reading off the proclamation, and it gives me great pride to hear that as an African American, and the history programs that we have during the month of February. I'd like to see more of it being merged within the classrooms, but we'll get there. I just believe that we will get there. Also, congratulations to Education Foundation. What a wonderful report we had tonight from them. During a time of COVID, to see how well they did with their fundraising and continued their programs and all that they do to help St. Lucie County Public Schools. We appreciate each and every one of our board members as well as our volunteers with the Education Foundation. Last but not least, I wanted to recognize the National School Counseling Week and the Student Service Week. Our social workers and our counselors and the area that they work in and do and the difference that they make in the mental health area. We have quite a few people that are in need of such care, and we thank you so much, Bill Thomason, for your work as the director over that program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. Mr. Ingersoll?
Yes, ma'am. I too want to thank or congratulate everyone from Night of the Stars, but particularly I do want to thank our people behind the scenes, Lydia Martin, Craig Jerome, and everyone that put that together virtually, Dr. Kevin Perry, the Education Foundation group, just getting together, because that took a whole lot more work this year, a whole lot more man hours or woman hours, and I really appreciate all of y'all that did that. Also, Mr. Jones talked about scholarships. Now is the time, if you have an up-and-coming senior this year that's graduating, now is the time to get on the Education Foundation, fill out your FAFSA and fill out your reports, and it's the Education Foundation link. I'm really proud to be in St. Lucie County. It's very interesting. Every time I turn on the news, I'm always impressed. I drive down the car and I listen to Jamie Holmes. I went to school with Jamie Holmes out of Orlando. He's the anchorman. And then I turn on the news and I watch MSNBC, and there's Melissa, I can't remember her last name, but I always like to say, I went to school with her. And then Jeff Gerlicka just was awarded top cadet out of the Air Force Academy. And I remember watching Jeff a couple years ago just pitching. And his mom, Jane, worked in the SAC, did my Citizens Budget Committee, and just people getting involved. And now I drive down the road and get pulled over by a kid, and he was in my youth group. It's just nice to see these students grow. Didn't get a ticket, thank goodness. But it's just good to see our people in our community, our students are getting an education, regardless of where they're going, and they're becoming something. And it's everyone taking part. It's the teachers, it's the bus drivers, it's the principals, it's the guidance counselors that sit and listen. And we are blessed to be in this community. I listened to my brother in Colorado, and his kids haven't gone to school in 7 months. And he hasn't really let them go out to play. They're like confined. And I'm just like, I'm glad I live in this state. We're definitely blessed. And I say that because Westwood and Central had cleanup weekend this weekend, Clean the Earth. And we're very fortunate that those schools got out there and did that. And I say that with great caution because the fair is coming up. Please wear your mask, like Jack says, be careful. We don't need a spike, but go out and have fun, see the school activities. And we do want to thank the schools for participating. We have all the booths are filled up for our school event, and I know Miss Holly will be out there at the FFA fair booth serving food with us, and it's going to be a good time. But appreciate what we got. God's blessed us. Thank you, Miss Holly.
Thank you, Mr. Ingersoll. A couple of items before we have one more action item. But board members, when we had our meeting back in December to begin our master board process, you recall we talked about doing the rest of that in this year. So before you all leave tonight, I have a form that requires signature that I need to send back in to the Florida School Board Association. So it's right here, if you would do that for me before you leave tonight, so we don't miss our deadline. And as Mr. Kelly mentioned, we did have our Treasure Coast Work Group held virtually, as most all the meetings are these days. I'm glad you appreciated the participation in that, Mr. Kelly. It is a good group made up of the 4 counties surrounding us. We also are represented on the Greater Florida Consortium of School Boards, and that meeting is held, as well as the Legislative Committee and the Advocacy Committee from Florida School Board Association, of which we are represented on all. And of course, the main focus right now is the legislative agenda that's before us. So for our listening audience, just to know that it's hard at work behind the scenes and a lot of folks in front of the scenes working with our legislative body in hopes of having favorable outcomes for education after the session ends. Board members, we do have one item that we need to take a vote on. As you're aware, we have our Citizen Advisory Committee appointees, and with our 2 new school board members, they have each appointed a person to serve on that committee, and we do need to have a motion to accept and approve those 2 new members on board.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Ms. Harrison, do we have any unscheduled speakers to come before us this evening? Okay, seeing none. Everyone stay safe. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, be it virtual or however you can celebrate, but enjoy the day, and thank you for being here tonight. We are adjourned.
No one.